Hello friends, welcome to the all exam review series on signals and systems. This is part 3. The details of the examination can be found in the description. We are going to solve the important signals and system questions. So here in question number 1, it is asked a discrete time system which is defined by the impulse response Hn, which is 2 raised to n u of n minus 2, and we have to comment the system is stable, causal, and out of these four options. So to test the causal behavior from the impulse response, we know that the impulse response does not exist towards the left half of the this time axis. It means for n less than 0, Hn is equals to 0. So given question or given impulse response is existing from 2 to infinity because of the term u of n minus 2. So the system is causal in nature. Now to find the stability, if you plot the impulse response Hn, and for system to be stable, the impulse response Hn should be finite. So if you plot the impulse response Hn, it will start from n equals to 2, and at n equals to 2 the value is 4. Then it will be going on increasing in this fashion. So this will be having, when n is tending towards infinity, it will be having infinite impulse response. So the system is unstable and system is causal. So we check the options stable and causal. This is not correct, causal but not stable. So option number 2 is the correct for question number 1. Next, question number 2, the impulse response of a continuous time system is given by h of t, and we have to find the value of step response. Now consider this block diagram. Impulse response means the input to the system is impulse, and this is given condition. You can plot the signal. There are two impulses, one is existing at t equals to 1 and another is existing at t equals to 3. We have to find the output of this system when input given is unit step. So you can use the Laplace relation, Laplace transform expressions to find the output. So from the given impulse response, the transfer function of the system can be obtained by h of s, and that can be obtained by taking Laplace transform of unit impulse response. So that will be e to the power minus s plus e to the power minus 3s, which is output over input in s domain. So now your input is unit impulse, unit step. So its Laplace transform is 1 over s. So when you will cross multiply this term over here, so there will be 1 by s and 1 by s term with the two different exponential parts, and then it can be converted in the time domain. Then you will get this expression. If you plot this output yt, it will be having u of t minus 1. It will start from 1 and it will change its amplitude, its step at t equals to 3. So question is, what is the value at t equals to 2? So it will be having value of 1. So from the given option, option number 2 is the correct answer. Next, question number 3. Which of the following is a non-causal system? By non-causal system, we mean that the output is depending on the future value of the input applied. So if you observe from the option number 1, this output yt is depending on the future value, because if you have to find the output at say t equals to 0, it will depend on the future time instant t equals to 1. So first option is correct. This is depending on the past value, this is on present, and this is also depending on past. So all these three are causal, and option 1 is the non-causal. Next, for question number 4, the impulse response of an LTI system can be obtained by. Now there is relation with the unit impulse, unit step, unit ramp. So if you integrate from the unit impulse, you get the unit step. From the unit step integration, you get the ramp signal. So now the inverse operation will become that if you differentiate the unit step, you will get the unit impulse. So for question number 4, the option number 3 is correct. Differentiating the unit step sequence once will result in the impulse response of an LTI system. Next, question number 5, the discrete time transfer function that is commonly known as h of z is given, and we have to comment that whether system is stable and also it has the property of minimum phase or not. So if you rewrite this function h of z, it can be written in this form, and it is having one pole and one zero. Zero is existing at z equals to 2 and pole is existing at z equals to 0.5. Now a system is said to be a minimum phase if its all poles and zeros are existing in the inside the unit circle, and also the location of pole is inside the unit circle. So but zero is outside, so it is a non-minimum phase system, and system is stable. So option number 4 is the correct answer for question number 5. Next, question number 6. discrete time system is given with the input output relation, and we have to comment whether the system follows the given properties or not. So for a system to be linear, it has to follow the additivity and homogeneity. So if you observe it, it will be satisfying both the properties. Second case, for system to be stable, its impulse response should be finite. So when you will be giving the finite input, it will always give the finite output, because the sine theta will be having, the sine theta value will be varying from -1 to +1. So until unless input is infinite, it will never be infinite. So the system falls under the category of stability, and the system is not invertible, because invertible system is usually 1 to 1, but here in this case, if you can see that y0 and y6 both are having the same values, so system is not invertible, the system is stable, and it is a linear. So option number 3 is the correct for question number 6. Moving to the question number 7, the impulse response of an LTI system h of t is given, and input u of t minus is given. We have to find the output. So you can observe from here, for LTI system, if input out and impulse response are given, you can find the output by convolving input and impulse response. Now converting in the Laplace domain, it will be multiplication. Now taking the Laplace of the input x of t and impulse response, Laplace is h of s, so we will get this output ys. We can use this relation of Laplace transform and multiply and divide by this term by 2, multiply and divide by this term 2, so you will be obtaining the value of this y of t. This will be equals to option number 3 will be the correct answer for this question number, because t u of t is having a Laplace of 1 over s square, and t square by 2 will be having 1 over s cube. Now it is shifted, so there is a shifting in the t, so it will become a t minus 1 square divided by 2. Next question, two discrete time systems with impulse responses h1 and h2n are given, and these are connected in series or cascaded. So when these systems are connected in series or cascade, the overall impulse response is convolution of individual impulse responses. So in z domain, these can be multiplied. So h1n is delta n minus 1, its z transform can be written in z minus 1, and the second impulse response delta n minus 2 will be having z to the power minus 2. So overall system function is z raised to minus 3. When you take the inverse z transform, it comes out to be delta n minus 3. So for this question number 8, the option 3 will be the correct